There are 16 days left before something spectacular is going to happen in this crypto market, which I think is going to lead to something that most people don't really expect to happen, and then we can make our moves. It's about time, guys. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and let's jump right into it. So, first thing I want to mention is, of course, what you've probably already seen. Bitcoin, $57,000, so it's going down a little bit, and it's quite funny. People act like, oh, that's not expected, right? But if you look at the charts, then it's actually nothing weird. As you can see, since March, Bitcoin has been putting in lower lows and lower highs. So it's now well on the way to make a lower low. Now, if we don't count this wick as a low, but this closure right here, then it was like, close to the previous one. So could we maybe see somewhere around the lower 50s, 53, something like that? Or do we really see 50K again? And maybe worst case scenario, worst case scenario is always fucking zero, of course. Let's not talk about that. Let's keep the hopium up, because the market is just in a fantastic place right now, and we should take advantage of that. So the altcoin market is bleeding a little bit more than Bitcoin, and we'll mostly talk about that. But the thing is, though, with crypto, look what happened, right? Look what happened right here. We went up extremely hard, basically since the bear market bottom until the top. We kind of went parabolic. And now we go sideways for half a year, and people feel like, it's over. It's all different now. Like, welcome to a bull market where things don't only go up. If that was your expectation, then sorry, you're gonna get disappointed. But that's not how it works in a bull market. You get big drawdowns, and for Bitcoin, it's not even that big. However, Bitcoin has been going down since March, while the Bitcoin dominance since March has been going up. So that could only mean one thing for the altcoin market. That's what it means, right? The altcoin market is going down, and I'm happy I took some profits at the move up. Now we see how far the move down goes. But if we look very simple at the altcoin market, what do you see? Same as Bitcoin, but more extreme, right? Lower highs and lower lows. We just put in a lower high like around a week ago, and it was not even close to the range, right? So it's really weakening right now. So I said right here, there's a good chance that we get a lower low. And since then, we are already kind of on the way to do that. So it could definitely be that the altcoin market is going to have a correction, which is going to lead to the best buying opportunity we have seen in this bull market. And you could discuss, of course, like, well, this was the best. That's true. However, this was not with a lot of certainty that we were really in a bull market, and now we are. However, in a bull market, you do crash 80%. That's just what happens. It's very normal. That's Tuesday kind of stuff. But like I said, 16 days left. And that 16 days, I'm going to tell you why, is going to, I think, match with what happens right here. Because you might look at this chart for the altcoin market and be like, how low will this go? When will this ever stop? Or you might be at the point that you feel like, will this ever stop? Or you're already at the point that you feel like, nah, it's not going to stop. It's a bear market right now. No, it's not a bear market right now. That's definitely not what's going on. In my opinion, look, you can apply Fibonacci tools on this thing, right? And what you see is that at the 0.618, it's kind of where we are right now. So if you feel like I am dollar costing and I don't want to miss out on big gains in the future, then this, where we are right now, might not be a bad point. This is so freaking accurate that the blue line matches up with the red line where we are right now, and it makes it freaking purple, right? So this we are right there, right? However, the 7.86 comes in here, and that makes a lot of sense, because this is a point we went down, and we tried to go up. And if you take this back any further, by the way, you can see it like that as well. Here you go. You could see them once we went down, bounced, broke, retested, rejected, retested, rejected, retested, rejected. Little trouble, and we broke through it. Where's the retest of the breakthrough? So far, it didn't happen. And that's usually what happens, right? In the crypto market and stocks, whatever charts. You have a level. If you go down, you try to go up, rejection, right? And at a certain point, you break it, but you have to get a retest of that level before you really go up, right? And that's that level here. We haven't done that yet, and it sounds horrible, like it's far down, but let's be honest, from the point where we are right now, it's 27% down on the other chart. That's 40% down on your actual portfolio or something like that. Depends on how risky kind of coins you play with. That makes some sense in the case that, well, the Fibonacci tool is quite accurate usually. Depends on how you use it. But also time-wise, it would line up with around October, okay? And I always said, like, hey, end of 2024, beginning 2025, we could see an alt season. I'm still under the impression that we could. There's a very good chance that we will actually, let me put it like that. And that gives us a little time to put in the final capitulation. We might do something like this, right? Before we really start to go up, right? Not maybe that parabolic, but something like that, right? And time-wise, why does it line up even more? Well, that's kind of because of the 16 days, what I said. Because in 16 days, we will get rate cuts, right? Rate cuts. And ADHD cuts. And some people, there's a big discussion right now, right? Some people say it's bullish, some people say it's bearish, some people don't even know what the fuck rate cut is, right? But the opinions are divided, and I'm going to give you mine, right? Based on what I've seen before. But the thing is, and Benjamin Cullen pointed that out, and I agree, here you had the anticipation towards the halving, the rate cuts, the this, the that. Now we kind of are there. We had the halving, we know that Trump is running, we know the odds so far, we know when the rate cuts are coming. It's kind of boring for investors, and now it finds the reasonable prices again before we actually get the results of these things that we expected, right? The results of the halving is maybe not that important, actually, over the short term, especially for altcoins. But the results of the rate cuts, for example, QE, yeah, the anticipation towards it is nice, but the actual results are fucking insane, right? But we only get that once the rate cuts are more than over. We haven't even begun yet. So we will get the rate cuts. And like I said, some people, they say like, wow, rate cuts are going to make crypto fly. And that's why I think a lot of people are going to get wrecked. Because most people, from what I hear at least, say they're going to fly. It's going to fly because of that. Let me know in the comments. Do you think rate cuts are good or bad for crypto over the short term? Or does it have an impact at all? My opinion is this. Rate cuts don't immediately have effect. That takes time, right? For people to put their money into the market. It just takes time. Matter of fact, I'm going to take you to the last cycle where it happened, and you can see what happens right there, right? But it's going to take time. So what we're probably going to see is the same as the halving, right? Because we had the halving here. Right? What you're going to see is probably the same as the halving, where people feel like, whoa, halving coming. And then the halving came, and then people realize, like, yeah, what the fuck, actually? Because what the fuck does the halving do on the short term, right? Down we go, right? I think it's kind of the same for these rate cuts. It does work. It has effect. It is bullish for crypto, but not overnight like most people, for some reason, expect it to be. Right? And that's the disappointment that's going to lead the market to do something like this, in my opinion. And I'm always in cash, like I said, a lot on the channel. I now have, I don't know how much. I have a decent cash position compared to the rest of my portfolio still. And I'm DCAing a little bit right here, but really a little bit, right? But I am putting most of my cash in if we get here. Right? And again, I'm not saying we will, but there's a very good chance we will. Right? There's a very good chance. If we look at last cycle, what happened is for the altcoin market, we had the bear market. Then we had that big, like, how do you even call it? Mid-cycle rally. Here it was 339%, and here it was even more. It was 420%, right? Not that huge of a difference, but kind of similar, right? And then what happened? We dropped 59%. What happened so far? Take a top, bottom, 58. So kind of the same, right? 59%. It just looks really similar to this, right? And it could be that it's now 2024, right? It's not 2019 or whatever. But if you want to compare, it could be that we are somewhere around here. So might the bottom be in? Yeah, I mean, it might. This was a good wick right here, and that could have been the bottom for the altcoin market. Then again, just gave you the narrative, right, with these rate cuts and all. And apart from that, it's not that the chart looks like that healthy or anything. Like, these are pretty extreme lower lows and lower highs, right? Pretty extreme downtrends for the altcoin market. But again, guys, if you feel like, man, this is bearish and the bull market is over, just remember that here, this was exactly the same. Exactly, literally, even percentage-wise, it was the same, right? And just look what came after, right? And I'm not saying that this will happen. This was a black swan. I'm not saying like, hey, we're getting a black swan, right? That makes no sense to say. So I'm seeing this as the bottom right here. It's kind of where we are right now, I think. But, like I said, here we went up 340%, and here we went up 420 or so. So I also feel like the drop here could be maybe a little harder as well. Right? So instead of falling that 60%, we might fall 65%. And that takes us to that level. Right? It's not unlogical to me to see if that we are going there. Right? That will be the opportunity that we are all waiting for. Like, a lot of people, unfortunately, they don't have money in this crypto market anymore. See it all around me. People say, I'm broke, I'm out of cash, I'm out of cash. But how? How do you get out of cash now? Right? Are you buying every dip or something? Or did you buy the top? Or what did you do? Let me know. What did you do? If you're out of cash, what the fuck did you do? Because you should not be out of cash, right? How the fuck we had so much time right here to buy the lows, right? And we had this gigantic run up. So there were big profits to take. And now that we're all the way down, you're out of cash. How? Right? If you are out of cash, I would say reshuffle your portfolio, do some airdrop farming. If you have a passive income, stack that up. Don't buy every dip, of course. There's a lot. I'll make a separate video again for if people are. If I were out of cash, how I would treat this market right now, because you are gonna now it's not fun. But you know when it's really not fun, when the market is something like this, right? Well, not really this. Not this exact move, of course, but when it's going down a little bit more, and then you'll see that we are going into yet another bull run for the altcoin market, right? And we always have that post-halving year, right? If you look, post-halving year, we had the halving year, right? 2017, however, like crazy run up, like crazy. And it was not like this was 36,000%, right? Was kind of crazy. Of course, that's diminishing. If you look at 2021, the altcoin market was here. It was a lot less, right? 1,400%, but still, right? Still, how can you say that there's now not going to be anything? Like, that's really diminishing, right? Like, of course, there's going to be a run-up in the altcoin market. That's just what post-halving years do. That's what QE does. That's what these rate cuts eventually do. That's what's going to happen. And other than that, the DXY, I mean, it's bouncing right now, of course, of this trend line. It's major support here. So this could also, by the way, line up with the fact that crypto is now going down and that the altcoin market is going there, right? But other than that, the DXY has been way higher, right? And if you look at the Nasdaq, it's sitting almost at all-time highs. If you look at the S&P, it's almost sitting at all-time highs, right? Things are not looking bad. It's definitely not looking bad. Tesla, I don't know, give a fuck. But it's looking actually pretty good. However, you know, people are taking profits, and this is what happens right now. This is the USDT dominance. So that's how much USDT is dominating this crypto space. Yeah, and we were in this uptrend, and unfortunately, we have some big resistance right here, right? And we broke it, and people are now, look, and that's also kind of bullish. People are now deploying to USDT, right? So if you look at the altcoin market once again, look at it. Look at it. You see that we are already down 50%. And again, that's the top 125. Everything outside of that wrecked way harder. And now people are taking profits into USDT, or taking profits, they put their money, what's left of it, back in USDT. I feel, like I said many times before, crypto, guys, really, like the video for this shit. Because, I don't know, crypto is player versus player. You buy, somebody else sells. Somebody else sells, you buy, right? And vice versa. Crypto is player versus player. One, there are not many players here now. Retail is at lows, while Bitcoin is sitting pretty much towards the highs, by the way, so that's bullish, but there's basically no retail right now. And the retail that is here is putting their crypto, which is down, in USDT. Small brain people. These are the people that you're playing against. If you simply do not sell, at least, right? Do not sell. And if you manage to stack up on your quality positions, and I'm not saying stupid fucking meme coins or speculative bullshit right now, but really Bitcoin, Ethereum, AVAX, and altcoins that like are less speculative than most altcoins, then you will win this game easy. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. Because there's a lot of money in the space, but not a lot of people. And if you do your best, you can take a big share of that money. It's really, people say crypto is hard right now. Crypto has never been easier. This is the easiest place you can be. Buy now sounds like financial advice. But what I'm doing is I'm buying now, right? Wait for a year or so, maybe slightly longer, and then sell. And ta-da, you have a fuckload of money. That's my plan. Right? That's my plan. Because again, play first player. You're not playing against a lot of people, and the people that you do play against are stupid. Or emotional, at least. Not, I don't want to say stupid. That's a little disrespectful, but too emotional. Right? And making stupid decisions, at least. So, yeah, can crypto go down more? Yes, of course, right? Like, if you look at Bitcoin, I've drawn this out a while back. This is quite funny. If you go back to this cycle right here and you do not include the COVID wick, you can see that Bitcoin was holding this level as support for a long time. And now in this market, support once again. And here it got resistance. Now we have this level as the same kind of support, right? Which could be resistance in the next cycle, by the way. Funny. But this is kind of the parallel channel that we are in right now, right? I didn't draw it perfectly, but this is the parallel channel that we are in right now. And if you look at this, yeah, then where are we? Right? Well, we are kind of almost at the lows, right? And that low could correspond, could line up with fucking, I'm Dutch, with the 0.618, right? Which comes in at around October. Right? That's the combination. Right? And it's not that it's impossible. Bitcoin already bounced off the 618, right? And here, that resistance. And if we go back, you can see like there's a lot of shit going on right there, right? So it could be possible that, I don't know what it does in the meantime, up or not, but eventually, blah, 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 we go here, right? Not up like this and then straight nosedive down, I think, but who knows? It's crypto. Crazier things have happened. And I think that this could be the golden place, basically. Now, that's around 18th of October, give or take, right? If we look at the 18th of October and we put that shit on the altcoin market, then let me put a Fibonacci tool on it again. See, like, is there anything interesting coming up around that area? That's here. 18th of October. Let's just do some stupid charting. This is an interesting trend line, by the way. We are kind of there. Could be. What this could mean also, but this is super speculative, right? Is that the altcoin market does not break this level, right? Or it does break, right? And then it has a wick down. And 18th of October, we get here around 786. Possible. What's also possible is that Bitcoin goes down there, right? The altcoin market does not. It's maybe something like this. Maybe has a little wick, but does. And that's why the Bitcoin dominance is going down. Because it depends on how you draw the line exactly. If you zoom in, you could say like, oh, it broke. But it could also be that I haven't drawn it like perfectly. But that could correspond. Why do I keep using that word if I can't pronounce it? Fuck my life. Could line up with the fact that the Bitcoin dominance there goes down. And that could be the start of the end of year alt season that we have been speaking about a lot. I don't know. This is all speculative. You should not trade what the fuck I'm saying right now, right? But I'm just looking at the charts and like, there's this possibility, there's this possibility, there's this possibility. Let's combine all of those and see what the best outcome is. But overall, am I like worried? No, I'm not worried. I'm fucking happy with this. Now it sucks. I also want to make money now, definitely. However, it's just not the time. And the longer this all goes sideways / down, the more money we actually make. If you look at the ROI since the bottom, this is what I've showed a couple of times as well. If we compare it to the last 2 cycles, where's Bitcoin in this cycle sitting? Exactly between the last 2 cycles. So we are so freaking perfectly on average by sitting at 57K right now, right? 57K, or maybe even 50, whatever. It's exactly where we're supposed to be, right? Compared to the last, we're not supposed to be anywhere though, but compared to the last 2 cycles, it is doing the same as the last 2 cycles. But you also know what the last 2 cycles did, having a parabolic run eventually, right? So that's for me another sign. Like, well, why are we worried, right? Like, okay, there's no we. Why are some people worried? It's doing exactly what it always does, right? And it always goes parabolic. So isn't this bullish, actually, that we are where we are right now? Right? And again, like I said at the beginning, it's not weird. Bitcoin had a big run-up. Let it cool off. It can't go up forever, right? Look at the last cycle as well. It also had a big run-up right here, right? And it cooled off for a long time before we had that second leg. Matter of fact, from the moment we kind of, topped out mid-cycle right here until where it actually broke out was 480 days for Bitcoin going down / sideways. 480 days. You know how far we are right now? 175, right? So it could take 3 times as long, right? Like, that's not going to happen this cycle because we're already further in time, probably. But can you imagine if you already cannot handle this, how people felt over here, right? And still we got that parabolic run and a big freaking alt season right there. So there is nothing to worry about. The only problem that there actually is people being impatient and emotional. Let's do some emotion training. I should use this camera as well. This was more expensive. It's a shame if I don't. Let's do some patient training and emotion training on the channel and some strategy training in the coming couple of videos. Let me know if you like that. Like, hey, how can you actually deal with that? Because again, the market is not doing anything weird. It's how you handle it. And it is hard, But it's also very simple, right? Have patience, right? It's the easiest thing that you can do. You can look at charts and draw a line there and draw a line there and do this, like I always do, right? At the end of the day, if you just buy and have patience, you will be the bigger winner than all these line drawers, right? So that's so simple. However, actually applying patience when your money is in, it's not that easy as it sounds. Right, so let's go over that. I want to look at some actual altcoins, but no. What I do want to say, I said this on the Patreon as well, and I gave a lot of some other sneak peeks on the Patreon, so check it out, link down below, it's interesting. But what I said right there is, guys, Portal, this is what I'm going to do. We invested in Portal with Web3 Whales, so we know when our angel round is going to release, and it's going to be soon. And what you can do, okay, so that's like what I mean with that is a lot of people are going to dump millions of dollars worth of Portal, okay? So this is probably going down. That's my, like, I'm not saying like, hey, this is going down, here you go, but it's what I think, right? So what I'm going to do is use my brain and realize that you can short Portal on Maxi. So by the time these unlocks happen, one day before that, I'm going to put in that short. If you want to do the same, again, I'm not telling you should, but that's what I'm going to do to make some money in this market. If you want to do the same, I will leave a link of Maxi down below if you don't have an account there yet. You get some extra discount right there, and with the money you can make with this trade, that's going to be pretty significant. So I would say do use it. And it doesn't have KYC, right? That's so fine. It's such a dirty fucking place. So that's just a small tip. Maybe I will get completely wrecked and liquidated. I don't know. But I feel like, hey, we already have a couple of 100K to dump, and there are VCs way bigger than us. If this is what the price does without these VCs dumping, yeah, then it's probably going to crash quite hard, and I can make some money from that, and you can do as well. So that's a little tip that I have for you. Do with it whatever you want. Other than that, nothing new. Everything is fine with me. Thanks for asking. Let's let's kill it. Let's kill it, this market. Tomorrow I'll drop a video with ways to make a passive income with crypto as well, because that's one of the reasons why I'm so cool. And a lot of people say like, I don't have money right now. Yeah, because you did not prepare properly. Like a year, 1.5 years ago, right? You should have prepared. And it's not that it's too late, okay? But you could have done better, doesn't matter. You can also apply it next cycle. Let's talk tomorrow about how you can actually make sure that you have a passive income with crypto, so you always have cash, and therefore are very emotionless when things are going down, because you feel like, oh, whatever, I can buy it anyway, right? That's how you nail it. Next cycle, you're gonna make it, if not this one. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Oh yeah, and like the video, of course. Have a nice day.